right. I think we're live.
You are.
Beautiful people. I hope you are having a wonderful Friday. I'm having a crazy hair Friday, but crazy hair, I don't care.
You look great.
Thank you.
I love the crazy hair.
Thanks. So today I'm going to be making vegan brownies. So they're like brownies, but they have carob.
So what's carob?
So carob is, it's kind of like a chocolate substitute. Carob is a pod. I think it's like a bean that is found in a pod, and it's a little bit, naturally just a little sweet. It has 3 grams of sugar per tablespoon, so I won't be using it quite like I use chocolate, but it gives me the same kind of chocolatey taste without giving me a migraine.
Totally. So I just ate one of the brownies that you're about to make, and it really tasted to me like a fudge brownie, which is pretty incredible because it doesn't have any chocolate.
It has a little bit of a different flavor than chocolate, but it still gives you the same kind of idea. And at least for me, it satisfies the craving of chocolate. And like I said, chocolate gives me migraines, and I know that it's a very common trigger for many people. So being able to have something that's chocolatey without triggering a migraine is a good choice.
Cool. So before you start working on this, do you want to talk about the giveaway that we're doing?
Yeah, sure. So today, through this weekend, we are doing a free giveaway. So you can register on our website, omofficial.com/giveaway.
Or you can, or you can just click the link in our Instagram profile. It'll take you straight to where you enter your information.
Exactly. So what is included in this giveaway is this really fun, it looks like a plain old water bottle, but it says tea time right down here. And if you can see inside, there's a tea strainer. So this is good for hot liquids as well as cold. And I have used it for tea. I have used it to infuse water with like strawberries, cucumber, ginger. So you can go crazy with it. I love mine. I got one for myself, and it works wonderfully. It leaks a little bit sometimes if you don't screw it on the right way, which that's what a water bottle does, I guess. But overall, I love it.
So what else can they win? You
can also win some lavender tea for your tea to-go mug. Lavender, there was a study done that showed drinking lavender, I think it was a lavender tincture, so it's a little bit different than lavender tea, but drinking the lavender reduced migraines.
It's very good for digestion, stomach?
Very good for stress. I'm not sure about digestion.
I was actually reading online today that it's been shown to help with digestion.
Helps with digestion. I didn't even know that. But it also is very relaxing. Lavender is soothing.
By the way, as you join, feel free to let us know your name and where you're from.
Yes, definitely. Please let us know where you're joining from.
And if you have any questions.
Yeah. And we're also including a magnesium drink, Natural Calm. We love it. It's delicious, and it really is good for helping prevent migraines because magnesium is good for preventing migraines. And it makes it fun to take because you're drinking a delicious drink. So, all right, now that we've done our free giveaway talk, let's make some brownies or crownies. Okay.
First step,
let's preheat the oven to 325.
Alrighty. That's simple enough.
Yeah, simple enough. Okay, now I have some ground flax seeds. So if you don't have ground ones, you can just grind them yourself. I just get regular golden flax seeds, but I don't know if there's really difference in, we're making a flax egg. So that's why this is vegan, because we're not using regular eggs. We're using flax instead. So want to do this first because you want to give it time to set up in the refrigerator. So I'm going to measure out 6 tablespoons of water. You want 3 tablespoons of water per flax egg. You can do this with chia too, but I found that I like flax better. Chia gets really clumpy to me, so it might work if you blend it in like a little food processor or something first, but I just haven't had great results with the chia eggs. I don't know if that's like user error, but that's just been my experience. Okay.
So Chelavet23, what is your first name? She says, hi, sweet Sarah. She really likes Calm. She says it's amazing.
You like Calm? Oh, wonderful. I love it too. It's so good. It tastes good and it's good for you. It's a match made in heaven. That's always the best.
Okay, so that again is flax.
Ground flax.
Ground flax seed. Okay.
All right, so pretty much.
Oh, it's Michelle.
Hey, Michelle. How's it going? Okay, so we've just done 2 tablespoons of flax, ground flax seeds. And now, that was all of that. Once it's ground, I like to refrigerate it because the oils in the flax can go bad kind of quickly, I think. So I don't know if it's necessary, but I think it helps keep it nice and fresh. Okay, so I'm just gonna whisk in my water. Nothing fancy, just whisking it in. And now I'm gonna put it into,
Michelle says she's getting better every day.
Yeah? Wonderful. I'm so happy for you. That's the best feeling when you know you're just picking up momentum, getting better by the day. That's how I feel too, except this past week was a little bit rough, which is ironic because we were just talking about how I was feeling better last week. And then right after we got done with our Facebook Live, I had a migraine and had migraines 5 days afterwards. So some
that
days,
was rough.
Yeah, just when you get one, it's easy to get more. Sometimes it just happens. So take care of yourself. Practice lots of self-love. That's all you can do, right? Okay, so as you can kind of see already, it's getting a little bit like gloopy, which is good because it's supposed to be like an egg, which is kind of gloopy. All right, it's gonna get even more so once it sits in the refrigerator for about 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
So we're just gonna let that set up. All right. Okay, let's move on.
So that's the replacement for the egg.
That's the egg replacement.
Interesting.
Yep, which is awesome that it's so easy and good for you. It has a lot of omega-3s, so really healthy fatty acids for brain health, and I think nerve health as well. And it's good for baking. It doesn't replace like eggs and everything, but in a lot of baking recipes, I find it to be really a good substitute. Unless you're using like 6 eggs or something, and then it's just a little bit much. Okay.
So this recipe called for just like 1 egg,
Just
2
2.
eggs? Okay, 2 eggs.
Just 2. So it is, the recipe for a flax egg is 1 tablespoon of flax, ground flax, to 3 tablespoons of water. So that's why we did 2 tablespoons of flax and 6 tablespoons of water.
Hey, Christopherson.
She loves joining in on the action. I haven't memorized this recipe that I made, so I have to look at my own directions. All right, we are going to, it looks like sugar, but it's not. It's erythritol.
Erythritol. So what's that all about?
So this is an all-natural, low-carb sweetener. A lot like stevia, only I don't like the aftertaste of stevia, so I use erythritol instead. If you use a lot of it in a recipe, it can have like a cooling effect, which some people don't like, but I just kind of try to eliminate that by using not so much. So you might end up with like a little bit less sweet of a dessert, but it tastes really good. And I think it sweetens more than sugar. So usually if I'm trying to just substitute, I will use a little less of the erythritol, or a brand name is called Swerve, if you want to go with the brand name, but you can get it on Amazon, just erythritol for a big pack for about $25 or something for like 5 pounds. So
yeah, the pack is
it's much better
really
to get it
big.
in bulk. It is big, so sweeten everything. So we're doing a 4th cup of the erythritol. I'm gonna save it until I get my wet ingredients measured. I'm gonna do a 3rd cup of coconut milk. So this is just Trader Joe's. This is actually coconut cream. I'm gonna use it like coconut milk. There's a little extra fattiness in it.
So last week when you actually it was Friday, you started getting a pretty bad migraine actually right after we did Facebook Live.
We did our Facebook Live on Thursday last
Or
week,
Thursday,
so.
that's right.
Yeah.
Regina was just asking what the weather's been like in Georgia, if you think that might have contributed, because
I do.
She's in Cambridge, England, and
Yeah.
it's been going back and forth between hot and cold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ours fluctuates a lot here too. And if I remember correctly, the weather was pretty crazy, which is ironic as well, because I had been feeling well up to that point because the weather had been nice.
You actually mentioned that. I remember you saying the weather's been nice.
It had been nice and temperate and...
oh, sorry. Her name is Hannah.
Oh, hi, Hannah.
Her name is Operasaurus_Regina.
Oh, amazing. You do opera? I did a little opera when I was in music school.
Can we get a sample?
I'll save that for a different time.
Okay, so what are you adding now?
Okay, cashew butter. I get this from Trader Joe's. It's my favorite kind of cashew butter. I haven't found one that I like better yet. I mean, I feel like I could do an advertisement for Trader Joe's at this point, but it's not organic. That's the only thing that's kind of not so great about it, but it tastes the best. So I get
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
I love cashew butter from Trader Joe's.
It's so good. It's like the closest thing to peanut butter to me that you can get. And since we can't eat peanut butter, it's really nice to have this cashew butter around. Okay, so I'm adding about a 4th cup of that.
To the coconut cream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, just gonna set that aside and deal with it later. All right, gonna add some coconut oil, about a 4th cup. So while I'm doing this,
Is there a particular type of coconut oil that you like to use?
I get mine from Costco. So there's different kinds of coconut milk that you can use, or coconut oil. So I have a couple different kinds. This one is an unfiltered kind that I have in this little container. And I get it from Costco because it's super cheap there. Since this is just, I'm gonna rub it in my hands since it's just coconut oil. But I get mine unfiltered from Costco, because you can get it for like $18 for the gigantic tub of it. Anyone who shops at Costco has seen this before. It's enormous. And because this is like virgin, unrefined, it's gonna have more of a coconutty flavor. And that's gonna add some coconut flavor, like a little sweet flavor to your recipe. I like it in baking because it is a little bit of sweet, and I don't feel like it makes the finished product taste like coconut, but when I'm cooking and everything, I tend to notice it more. And I have this organic triple filtered coconut oil from Trader Joe's.
You like that one?
I think this one's pretty good. I haven't really looked into what they use to filter it, and that makes me a little bit weirded out. So I want to research that. Apparently, the way they filter it is important because sometimes they use like chemicals in order to filter it. So I've been not using this one as much because I haven't looked that up yet.
Okay.
But it's organic, so that...
Well, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
So that must mean that even if they did use chemicals to filter it, maybe the chemicals were organic?
I don't know if you can have organic chemicals, but... So fingers crossed that we're okay. But I would definitely look into that as far as looking at coconut oil. Not all coconut oil is created equal. I don't know. I know that there's also a fractionated coconut oil, and I've never used that before. I'm not exactly sure how that would work in this recipe since I've never used it. But if that's what you have, I would say go for it.
Okay.
All right. So now.
So Firefly just joined.
Hey, Firefly.
And she's just asking what you're making.
I'm making vegan Carob brownies, which I'm calling crownies.
So Firefly, Carob is a substitute for chocolate.
So for people who you notice that chocolate can trigger your migraines, I would definitely recommend Carob because it gives you that kind of chocolatey flavor without giving you the migraine.
Perfect.
Which is good. All right, now I'm adding my natural sweetener, erythritol. You can use a different sweetener if you like. I just added that right there. And I would add vanilla at this point, but I don't have any. It's a sad day. So I think I'm gonna add a little amaretto instead.
Oh, wow, okay.
I'm gonna go crazy.
So for those out there that want to follow this recipe later, someone just inquired about that. They can follow it on Facebook. So actually there will be a recording of this. For the people that are on Instagram, if you visit us on Facebook, it's just, you can search for Om, O-M, or Om Home Life, and then you can just watch this entire video actually right on Facebook.
And I also think that I'm going to just take a little picture of my recipe and post it so that you can all have it.
Perfect.
It's kind of shorthand, so I can do a long, I mean, you can look at the video to have the long version. But yeah, I will post that so that you guys can all have it.
Wow, cool.
All right.
So this is pretty crazy. Hannah said she just came from Israel and she was picking carob and eating it straight from the tree.
Oh my goodness. Was it delicious?
That's amazing.
That is amazing. Did it taste like chocolate? It sounds... Okay, so here it is. It smells delicious. I'm just going to add a 1/4 cup at a time. We're doing a 1/2 cup of carob, which is a lot of carob, but I think it's worth it. It tastes really delicious. And I'm also going to add a little bit of instant coffee. You could also use like espresso powder or grind up some coffee really fine and add it as well. I like adding a little bit of coffee because chocolate has some bitterness, inherent bitterness in it. And carob doesn't really have the bitterness. It's more sweet, kind of like milk chocolate. And I like a little bit of bitterness in my brownies or my crownies. I feel so weird saying that, but anyway.
Okay.
All right, it's looking nice and...
Yeah, that's starting to look like brownie mix, isn't it?
Right? Starting to look good.
Cool.
All right, now I'm gonna grab... Don't look in here, it's so crazy messy.
Oh, look at all Sarah's crazy tea. So many teas. That's not even all of them, interestingly enough.
Yeah, it's not. I love it. All right, I'm gonna just add a tablespoon of coffee. I don't want to add too much caffeine.
Yeah, caffeine can be a migraine trigger for some, so got to be careful with that ingredient.
Exactly. So if it is for you, you can do decaf coffee or just no coffee at all. That's personal preference, honestly. I just like a little bit of the bitterness to balance out the sweet, because I like it. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit of salt. We're gonna add a couple tablespoons of coconut flour. I just did a pinch of salt, not too much. Last time I made these, I did 2 tablespoons of coconut flour, and they came out really, really fudgy, which is tasty. So I'm gonna do 2 and a little bit, so that they're a little more brownie-like.
More brownie, less fudgy?
Yeah.
Okay.
But still fudgy.
Good. I like the fudge.
Yeah, just a little bit extra. Coconut flour is very absorbent because of the high fiber content. So that's why you don't need very much of it to really make your batter.
So there's been a lot of people just joining recently. Do you want to just
Wonderful.
kind of briefly summarize what you got going on here?
So I'm making vegan brownie crownies. Calling them crownies because we're using carob instead of brownies. Carob is a nice chocolate substitute, all natural, and if chocolate gives you migraines like it does me, then I highly suggest looking into trying carob. It is tasty and doesn't give you a migraine. So I recommend it. Okay, what I'm getting out now is my flax eggs.
Oh yeah.
So how I made these, I made them at the beginning so that they could set up in the refrigerator while I was making my brownie mix. It's 1 tablespoon of ground flax and 3 tablespoons of water for 1 flax egg. We need 2 of them for this recipe, so I did 2 tablespoons of ground flax and 6 tablespoons of water.
And you're going to post this recipe to
Instagram and Facebook.
To Instagram, Facebook, and
probably our blog too.
Our blog.
Okay, so before it went into the refrigerator, it was only a little gloopy, and now it's super gloopy.
Yeah.
Which is good because it's supposed to be an egg or 2 eggs. And that's gonna make this really nice and set up well.
Cool.
So that was super easy, right?
It was, surprisingly.
And, yeah. And it's vegan, low carb. It doesn't have nuts. I mean, coconut, I guess, is kind of a nut. But seems to be less of a trigger than like other tree nuts, like almonds. We did add cashew butter in here.
But there wasn't that much of it.
Yeah, so it's up to you. I abbreviated this recipe. I made it my own from another recipe on Pinterest. So I just really recommend experimenting in the kitchen because it's like the best kind of like experiment to me. You get food afterwards and you get to learn as you go. And you know, like when you experiment with healthy food, it kind of, at least for me, it gives me a passion for what I'm eating and what's going into my body. And the more I know, the more I'm able to take care of myself.
So when you said that it's...
I'm gonna add just a little bit more of this coconut milk,
okay,
just in case, since I added a little more of the coconut flour.
So it's vegan and it's low carb. So for people that battle migraines, what is the significance? Why is it important that it's low carb?
So the reason I like doing low carb is a spike in your blood glucose levels, so a spike in your blood sugar can trigger migraines, and it does for a lot of people. So, and it does for me, especially actually a drop and then a spike in my blood sugar level. So if I haven't eaten for a while and my blood sugar is low, my insulin level is low, and then I eat something sugary, that's gonna make my blood sugar skyrocket and make me feel really bad.
And carbohydrates would be an example of something that could do that.
Yes,
so
carbohydrate, like quick carbohydrates.
Like a slice
sugars.
of pizza. Or
yes, or even juice. Something that doesn't seem like it's all natural sugars, but it's still high in sugar. Even like an apple. Eating an apple for your snack.
Or a banana. Or most fruits are really high in sugar.
Exactly.
So that could be dangerous for people that get chronic headaches and migraines. Have to be careful about eating sugar or drinking sugar on an empty stomach. Yeah.
And just in general, honestly. Because even if you have like a nice protein, I don't know why I got this sound. I think I was thinking I was making muffins. Just trying to be really prepared. But even if you have some food in your stomach, it's not going to be as dramatic of a shift in your blood sugar levels. But because what you're going to absorb the fastest is those quick dissolving sugars. So that's what's going to cause a spike, and it's going to be the thing that goes into your bloodstream the fastest, and it's going to cause your insulin levels to fluctuate.
So even though these, at least I just tried one of these brownies that you made, and to me it tasted pretty sweet.
I'm just letting these sit, by the way.
Okay.
They are pretty sweet. So I'm letting this sit because of the coconut flour to let it absorb.
The point is, even though they taste sweet, they actually have very little sugar.
Right. So the place you're getting carbs from in this recipe is a little bit of carbs from the cashew butter, some carbs from the carob powder because it naturally has a little carby, sugary, and probably a little bit from this coconut milk. Not much though. Actually, really not much at all. And then just a little bit from the coconut flour, but since, we didn't use very much of it, and it contains a good amount of fiber too.
So that's the other thing. If you are, and you mentioned this, if you are going to consume some fruit and sugar, if you do so on an empty stomach, it's a lot riskier as far as getting a migraine than if you have eaten something and you're balancing some of the sugars with protein.
Right.
Yeah.
Something, yeah. Okay, so what I'm doing now is just coating this with some coconut oil so it doesn't stick. I don't think it's really necessary because we have coconut oil in there, but can't hurt. Plus it's tasty. So now I think this is ready to go.
Cool. Oh, hey, Christopherson.
Christopherson wants some brownies too. She knows. All right.
That was a pretty simple recipe. I like that.
It's super simple. I like it too. Made it all in one little cup. Doesn't make a whole lot of them, but it makes enough. This is just, I think, like I would say 8x8 pan. Maybe not. I haven't measured it. It doesn't have the dimensions on it. So I'll measure that and write it on my
recipe.
I also don't have any spatulas, silicone spatulas, because my cats ate them. They literally ate them.
Yeah, they can be bad. At night, they sometimes jump up on the counter. Very, very bad.
Because it's vegan, you can lick the batter.
Oh yeah, no egg, huh?
No egg. All right, let's do this. These are going into the oven. I want to move my oven rack so that they go into the middle. There we go.
Right in the middle?
Right in the middle.
Okay.
And those are going to be in there for about 30 minutes.
Cool.
Okay, so I'm actually going to do one more thing. I'm going to make some vegan quick strawberry ice cream.
Nice.
Yeah.
And this is low carb, low sugar as well?
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Yes, it is. Exciting. So for the fruit element, obviously I said strawberries. I'm going to use a few freeze-dried strawberries because they taste super delicious.
Okay.
They are high in sugar if you like eat the whole bag, which I don't recommend doing. But if you want to do that, just be careful. But they add a really nice, strong strawberry flavor. I like that.
More stuff from Trader Joe's.
Yes.
Trader Joe should be paying us to do this.
I know, right? Next time. Okay, so I am going to add a half cup of coconut. This is just coconut milk again. But this has been refrigerated, so it's a little bit colder, which is going to help our ice cream set up a little bit better. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to add just like a tablespoon
That's the
and a half. That's the erythritol,
sweetener, okay.
the sweetener.
Natural sweetener.
Also, brand name is called Swerve if you want to look that up. Erythritol is spelled E-R-Y-T-H-R-I-T-O-L.
Okay.
All right, pouring this into my blender.
That's the Asian in you, huh?
I guess so. I don't know.
I feel like Asians always win the spelling bees.
You think so?
Typically. Maybe that's just a stereotype.
Probably. But maybe
I better watch it.
Maybe you're right. Asians are smart. I'll take that stereotype.
Okay. All right, we're gonna blend this up.
All right, we're gonna blend it. Maybe I should. Okay, well, we're gonna do this when I get this on the right way.
Well, I've stepped back because it's loud and I don't want everyone to
Die of deafening. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this on. Cover your ears really fast. All right, so I just did that. I wanted to kind of start mixing that up.
So what did you use? Out of curiosity, did you just...
I just used like the low.
Okay, so
And
just
then
a
the
low
medium.
blend. Okay.
Yeah, just to, so mine didn't have a whole lot of fat in it, but sometimes you'll get a little bit of fattiness. And I like to just blend it up so that you can kind of get that started blending and emulsifying first before you add the frozen strawberries, because that's going to make the fat solids kind of separate and it won't be quite as creamy. So that's why I like to do that.
Cool.
I haven't really made this very much, so we're gonna see how it goes. Frozen strawberries. This is what makes it fast. So I'm gonna add about a cup of these. Whoops. All right, let's just add one more. And you can add like a little bit of lemon juice, a little bit of vanilla, let's give it a little something. Oh, and I want to add our little freeze-dried strawberries too. Give it a little extra strawberry flavor. The cats love strawberries.
They love everything that's edible.
Yeah, basically. I'm just gonna add a little, whoa, not that, a little handful. That's it. Let's go. Now I'm gonna start on low, cover your ears, because it's gonna be loud.
Okay.
You wanna step back?
Sure.
Okay. Get that going. All right.
Okay, so
Here
what
we go.
What do we have here now?
Now we have something that's kind of like strawberry sorbet ice cream.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Totally.
Yeah, it's a little bit sherbety. So to recap, this is coconut milk, frozen strawberries, freeze-dried strawberries, a little bit of erythritol. I would have added vanilla if I had it, but I ran out a couple days ago and haven't been to the grocery store. So this consistency is pretty like soft serve. So if you like it like that, you can eat it. Tastes pretty good. I think I'm gonna add a little more of the sweetener. So maybe add 2 tablespoons. I'm just gonna mix that on in. And then I'm gonna put this in the freezer so it sets up a little bit more while my brownies are baking. I've seen people do this recipe with frozen bananas, just different kinds of frozen fruit. Like we were saying earlier, bananas in general have a good amount of sugar, but bananas are delicious. So if you eat bananas, I think that would make a really delicious ice cream.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, it would be super good. I mean, like, I feel like the possibilities are endless with this little, it's really easy. It's not gonna, to me, I think doing it the traditional way gives you a little bit better tasting ice cream, but it takes way longer. So this is a quick fix for something that, I mean, it gives you something that tastes pretty good in a really fast amount of time. Let's taste it. Tastes pretty good. I'm just gonna share it with Ash. All right.
Is that pretty much it?
That's pretty much it.
Do you want to just show the giveaway that we're doing one more time? So we're giving away these 3 things here. And I tried the water bottle myself. It's awesome. You're able to infuse your water with pretty much anything you want because there's this little capsule at the bottom. So you can like chop up cucumbers, actually we put those strawberries right there. We put some of those in there and you can flavor your water any way you want. We're giving away lavender tea and the Natural Calm anti-stress drink.
So Craig told you about how you can flavor your water, but it is also a tea tumbler.
Yes, tea tumbler.
So you can put hot water in it. You can put hot, like if you would rather do coffee, you can put coffee in it. You can, because there's a little strainer in at the bottom, you can put your tea bag or loose leaf tea in the bottom and hot water on the top. And that little cork that little cork piece is the little sleeve, so you don't burn your hands.
Cool.
And it's also cute.
Yes. So you can enter to win that just by clicking the link in our Instagram profile. Mm-hmm. That'll take you straight to where you just enter your name, email address, and the country you're from. Or you can do it straight on our website, which is just
omofficial.com and then /giveaway.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
There you go. This is going in the freezer. And I'll do a little recap once the brownie crownies are done. And I'll post that little recipe so you guys have it. All right. Much love to you and yours. And I hope this video and this recipe brings you a little bit of sweetness.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Hey, was that the opera there? Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Enjoy it.